Good day, everyone. This is Pineleaf and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Dracula.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going?
Hello there, Drac. How are things going on in Ravenloft?
Me.
Me? Well,
Me.
at least that's better than some of the other responses I've gotten for that.
True. Still me, but okay.
All right. At least the villagers aren't actively revolting right now.
Well, that is very true. That is always a plus.
That is always a plus. Let's then head into our news, which is just the Chronicle, apparently, where we have issue 335 of our Dungeons & Dragons Online Chronicle. And it looks like that we are still in Sharn. How about that?
Imagine that. Who would have thunk it? Yes, I have a feeling Sharn's going to be prominently featured for quite a while yet. But that's okay because it's awesome so far. But stay tuned. We'll do a review after we finish it. But spoiler alert, it's pretty cool.
Let's see how long it takes us in order to keep on getting killed.
Well, that's true too. Let's take a look at the Chronicle in the news. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than our D&D bonus days, which is a 10% rate XP now through June 2nd, which would be tomorrow, or actually today as we record this. So if you're listening live, you know about it. If you're listening to this in the future, you missed it. Is that how it is? Everything's timey-wimey.
Well, hello, Gumps gang.
Hey, Gumps, what's up? Yeah, in the future, it'd be... Yeah, anyway, yeah. That ends today. Sorry, folks. Yeah, we're recording on Sunday again. It's weird. Well, never mind.
Anyway, well, Gumps could take the thing into account, right?
There you go. Gumps, you're welcome for the breaking information of that ending today. See what you get for being here live, Gumps. You heard it here first and apparently last.
Well, the question is whether or not Gumps raids.
You just said, I'm in the know. Yes, you are, sir. Fansite news section. Fridays on Ice had the episode 125. That, of course, is with Mr. Baklagor. We got a shout out for our crazy episode last week, DDO Mamwich. If you listen to the show, you'll understand the title. DDO Cast episode 559 is talking about Reaper status update part 4. The Barbarian SWP single weapon. Don't know. I thought I had the answer, but don't know. Watch. I'm not even going to say it. I'll let Pineleaf say it.
What? Dia de Repair con Ibirnum.
There you go. Find out what that Barbarian SWP means. I thought I had it, but didn't have it. Missed it by that much. The quest rule procedure from the Return to House of Grouse is a new blog post. Doug Glendower, of course, with the Bard Life. Check out the latest Damsels of DDO episode. Alex and Lynn have DDO Sundays, and you can watch Heroes of Battle Rise 2.1 Out of the Abyss, as our heroes are now in the Underdark because a certain warlock who shall not be named pissed Orcus off, and he sent them to the Underdark.
Wait. You went and tweaked Orcus on the nose.
In a way, sure. Sure. I had something. Orcus wanted it. He told me to give it to him. I told him to go jump off a bridge, in so many words. He asked me again. I told him go fly a kite. He asked me again. I told him to pound sand. He didn't appreciate it. He collapsed the building we were in, and we ended up in the Underdark. So check out how that plays out. That was episode 1. Unfortunately, I could not partake in that. So I am currently just lost in the Underdark all by myself somewhere, apparently. So we'll see how that works out. And then we have the Arty Party, and that's on the latest episode of Free DO. And of course, we've got the Chronicle Comment.
Yeah.
Would you rather fight a group of goblins or a group of kobolds?
Now, the biggest thing about this particular question is that we have a huge amount of experience fighting kobolds.
True.
And only a little bit of experience fighting goblins.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that we have not yet experienced the full flavor of annoyance that goblins are. So far, goblins look like a welcome respite from all those kobolds we've been fighting. Now, of course, I'm talking about DDO goblins as opposed to Lotro goblins, Lotro goblins were as bad as kobolds and DDO. So.
That, folks, was the most Pineleaf logically answer I have ever heard.
You mean I out Pineleafed myself?
You did out Pineleaf yourself. I didn't think it was possible, sir. But congratulations.
So what's your answer?
I don't have an answer. Probably goblins, just because I think they're less annoying than kobolds.
Well, yeah, that's why I say we haven't experienced the full annoyance. Then apparently Gumps wants to fight whichever one has bacon.
Well, of course he does, because, Gumps and bacon are like, intertwined at this point. When you think Scump Gangs, you think bacon. It's just what you do. It's like, oh, look, there's Gumps. I bet he has bacon. That's just how it goes. It's okay, though, because bacon is good.
Oh, what does he... what's his character, a wereboar or something?
If it involves bacon, sure, why not? Gumps might be addicted to bacon, but that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. Let's take a look at our screenshot of the week to round out our chronicle. Dunkelzane, that is an awesome name, by the way, looks over the city of towers in the 417th DDO screenshot of the week. And that, of course, is courtesy of Dunkelzane. Send that screenshot in. Cool little shot of the intro part there of Sharn.
And that takes care of our news section. So let's head into our store sales. What's on sale this week?
There is the Store More Loot sale. 25% off character banks, select shared banks, inventory space, and bags. That sale runs through June the 6th. Weekly coupon gets you a lasting potion of resist electricity, a plus 10 potion, five of those plus 10 potions with the coupon code electric, also through June the 6th in the DDO store.
Then let's into our site news for this week, where we still have this GoFundMe running. And how are we doing for donors?
We had 2 donors last week, so thank you to the 2 anonymous donors. They were all anonymous and spooky, but they donated. So we are actually $100 of our $600 goal, which is awesome.
Now, how much of it do you need by Origins time? Because this was for both Origins and Gen Con, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I was kind of hoping I'd have like a 300 split, but yeah, it's probably not going to happen. So we'll see. We'll see.
So, and see, when is Origins this year?
Origins starts on. Hang on, I got to look at the calendar to make sure I say the right date. Origins starts on June the 12th.
June the 12th. Oh boy, that means that's really getting close. That's 10 days away.
It is. That's why I said probably not going to get the split I was looking for, but it's fine.
Then let's go and see what's on the screen. Where the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon gets a live-action remake for an epic car commercial.
This is freaking amazing. If you have not watched this video yet, go over to DDO Players, click on this link. The video is embedded into the post. Do yourself a favor and watch it. It is amazing. Yes, this was done for in Brazil, actually, and it's for the Renault Outsider car. Amazing. It's just amazing. They actually have all of the cartoon characters. People are dressed up as them. Amazing looking. It looks just like the cartoon people. Dungeon Master is even there. Of course, you have Tiamat. He is there as well, or she is there as well.
She is there. Yeah. Is that? Now I have to say, I'm just wondering, how many screen representations have we had of Tiamat before this? Because Tiamat's not exactly the easiest thing to animate.
Not really. Pretty much the cartoon. I mean, of course, not counting video games, of course. I mean,
right.
She's been in a couple video games, but yeah, I think just like the cartoon in this commercial. But yeah, Avenger is amazing looking as well too. And there's a little twist at the end. I'm not going to spoil it. Watch it to the very end. Amazing. Yeah, this is just awesome. This is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I think a car commercial is probably the last thing you'd expect to have a
right, yeah,
D&D tie into it.
When they like teased this about a month ago, and everybody was see, at first they didn't actually say what it was for. They just kind of teased it, and everybody was speculating, oh my god, Netflix is bringing a live action D&D show based on the cartoon. And then it finally came out, no, it's for a car commercial. But oh my god, I can't imagine the amount of money they spent on this, because it's just like I said, do yourself a favor, go watch this commercial. Amazing.
Then, speaking of classic and Dungeons & Dragons, the classic Dungeons & Dragons computer role-playing games are coming to consoles this fall. You mean it's been all these years and they haven't been to consoles yet?
They have not, believe it or not. So this is your chance to play Baldur's Gate, the Enhanced Edition, Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition, Icewind Dale, the Enhanced Edition, and Neverwinter Nights, you guessed it, Enhanced Edition. These are going to be coming to all of the major consoles, so that is going to be Xbox One, PS4, and the Nintendo Switch. These will be available soon, as a matter of fact. And then Neverwinter Nights, and I think it was Baldur's Gate, are actually going to get boxed copies as well. So you can like go into any of your major brick and mortar retailer stores and actually pick up the boxed version as well if you want. So how cool is that? But yeah, it's just amazing. I sunk so much time into these games on the PC. It's just amazing. You can now sink all that time, plus more probably, on consoles if you wish.
You're crazy.
But as I said, these are going to be available digitally through their stores, and also the Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights are actually going to have retail boxed editions you can pick up as well. So if you're into the classic D&D games, here is your chance to play them on your console.
Then let's head into our week in gaming, where Drac, you weren't very busy, were you?
I was not, but before we get into that, are you just totally going to ignore the tabletop news that we have?
The tabletop? Oh, you're right. I somehow slipped by that. You're right. We do have a bit of tabletop news. We have a HeroQuest inspired co-op dungeon crawler. Alter Quest is now on Kickstarter.
Oh my god, this is amazing. I don't know if you have looked at this Kickstarter yet, but just like the D&D commercial, go do yourself a favor and take a look at this Kickstarter. because this is Hero Quest on steroids.
I don't know because I saw a playthrough of this on one of the solar game channels, and I don't know, they just didn't sell it to me.
Really? Oh, I was sold in like the first minute and a half of watching a playthrough of this. I'm like, yep, sold. Gotcha.
Well, I guess I could check it again, but maybe because they're talking about, because it was using the same system as Street Masters in Brook City, which
Yes,
had
it's using the module deck system from Street Masters in Brook City, as you said, but yet there is some add-ons that they did to it. This is, I said, Hero Quest with a lot more thrown in. It is a cooperative game of fantasy adventure inspired by all the dungeon crawling board games that we all grew up with.
maybe because it looks like it's going to have looks like one of those things with the ultra big footprint, maybe.
Well, yeah, that's why I didn't figure you'd be into it because of the table space it's going to take. But the greatest thing I like about this is, and I wish a lot more Kickstarters would do this, there's only one pledge level. Ooh. I love it when Kickstarters do that. So then it's not none of this crap. Oh, well, do I spend this amount or do I spend this amount and get not much extra, but I got to have that extra stuff, so I'm going to have to bump my pledge up. No, this only has one pledge. Unfortunately, it's $109.
$109.
So there's that. But there's a lot of miniatures in this, though. A lot of miniatures.
Oh, that doesn't exactly inspire me either when you have huge numbers of miniatures.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been getting put off when there are tons and tons of things to keep track of. 4 heroes, 45 minions, 3 villains, 16 doors, 7 features, an altar, 10 dice, with 5 altar dice, 5 hero dice, and of course your decks, card dividers, tokens, and a 3-foot by 2-foot board.
Then this is not the game for you, Pineleaf. Move along. Not the game for you. And also, if you pledge over on Kickstarter, it is going to include the Kickstarter exclusive adventure called The Call of Lunarin. I'll say, sure, why not? That is done by guest designer Isaac Childress, whom you might know of a little game called Gloomhaven.
Somehow using the word little and Gloomhaven in the same sentence.
Right. So anyway, as we record this, 23 days to go. They are well past their funny goal.
Yeah. All right. So make that 60 miniatures.
Yeah. It's awesome. I'm like, you know I shouldn't pledge for this, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up doing it.
You're going to somehow get sucked into it despite the fact that you've got no money.
Well, that's why I shouldn't. My credit card is saying,
Don't
do it.
Do it.
Do it. And my brain is telling me, don't do it. My credit card's like, go ahead. Make monthly payments. It's fine. Go ahead. So that's the angel and devil, battle I have going on right now. So we'll see.
And there are, and they've got add-ons, of course.
Well, of course. I mean, what Kickstarter doesn't have add-ons?
Well, okay, you've got a point there. I mean, what's a Kickstarter without a neoprene board mat option? Yes.
Of course. But, for the money, I mean, for all the miniatures you're getting, 109's not horrible for this, really. I don't know. We'll see. I was excited about this, so go check out the Kickstarter and judge for yourself. I'm other than the whole big table footprint that it's going to take, which I knew you would be kind of turned off about. I'm surprised the gameplay itself you didn't. That's really surprises me.
Yeah, I don't know. It didn't grab. Maybe I could check some of the other gameplay.
I'm gonna say it might depended on the video you watched, because I watched one video I absolutely hated, but I'm not
See,
we'll
which
just
one? I think I
can
had to figure out which one I
can
saw
you
now.
remember which one you watched? I started to watch one I knew I was gonna hate, and started watching it anyway. And then yeah, I got so mad that I just
Well,
went
I
to another video.
presume I can guess which one you wouldn't have liked even before you started it.
Maybe I
Let's.
think I had I don't know if I've ever said it on the air or not though, but
Yeah,
I
well,
there is one certain place that I have a disdain for that always does Kickstarter
yeah.
videos.
But this is one that the one I'm talking about was one that I
Because I know one stop co-op shop did a video. I think
yeah.
Rado did a video, and I can't think of the other videos. But yeah, check it out. But that is called Alter Quest. It is inspired by Hero Quest. So if you like Hero Quest, you missed Hero Quest. Check it out. Wonderful players.
Then let's head into our week. And what were you up to? Not much, looks like.
Nothing really.
Nothing?
Nothing. We couldn't play because there was a storm that night. So we didn't get to do our second episode of Sharn Heaven and Hell. Second episode will be coming tomorrow night as we record this. As we said, it is Sunday. So
Barring
tomorrow night.
thunderstorms.
Yeah, exactly. But we're not supposed to have thunderstorms. So tomorrow night, we should be able to record our second episode.
Okay.
Speaking of Sharn, though, over on Wayfinder, the Hiram group jumped in and we did Sharn. We did the first two quests, a Sharn Welcome and Red Rain. So, Sharn, that's what I did this week. How about you?
All right. Now, before I go into that, it looks like that I watched the first of two videos from One Stop Co-op.
Okay. I'm surprised they usually do good. I haven't actually watched their video yet, so I am surprised because One Stop Co-op usually does good jobs. So.
Well, yeah, yes, because I've liked a lot of their other videos.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
I think it just didn't inspire me to it. Maybe, well, we'll see. Maybe I could watch the second half and see if that changes my mind on it. Either that or I thought the game was a little bit busy for my taste. But as for what I was up to, I'll first begin with now. Drac already mentioned last week what we did in the first episode of Heaven and Hell, so I'll go into what I did with my Dragonborn Artificer. We did a Sharn Welcome there and Red Rain. And I also, because I'm doing episodes on it, and normally I want Heaven and Hell to be ahead of this, but because we missed last week's episode, I had to run best laid plans already. So I ran this the first time. I got all the way up to a certain point in there. So I'm not going to talk about this since spoilers on there, and was pounded into complete and utter dust.
Really? I can't wait to run this then
Yeah,
tomorrow.
there is a mob there that has an ability that has a long knockdown. So,
Ooh.
in fact, I was dead before I had a chance to use a single skill.
Wow. Holy
Because
crap.
I got knocked down. By the time I got hit, I probably shot my crossbow once and I was knocked down again. Actually, I got knocked down. I got killed. That's a knockdown. Okay, got knocked down again. Got killed that time. Then the cleric rezzed me. I got back up, but no, again got knocked down. Very quickly got killed again, and that was really, really. So called Best Laid Plans, and the title, as it suggests, means yes, the best laid plans went completely awry in that case. So today I decided, all right, let's try rerunning this on casual. and I barely got through it.
Wow. Oh, I can't wait to run this quest now.
Yeah, because we still have that crazy guy. I think I might have actually once or twice actually made a save on the knockdown person because that mob is going to go down in my notebook as the most annoying mob in Sharn, I think. If we run into that one a lot, because oh boy. Oh, let's give you a sonic blast that knocks you off your feet for 10 seconds. Okay, so that wasn't fun. So this is probably going to be my let's see. I'm trying to think what is my least favorite Ravenloft adventure. Whether
You
it
mean
was
churn?
no, I'm talking about Ravenloft.
Oh,
Yeah,
I see what you're saying. Okay.
to compare this
Right, right.
quest to whatever my least favorite one was in
I see what you're
Ravenloft.
saying. Yeah.
Yes, sort of like that's what that one's going to be. Anyway, that was what I did in DDO. Then for the second time through in casual, I did get through. Yes, in Minecraft, in my 1.14 world, I headed into a nether fortress, and a nether fortress is a really nasty place to go. But when I was going in there, we have these we had these things called gas that float around in the nether, and it spits out fire at you. Where there's a problem is that if a gas ever accidentally hits a pigman, the pigmen, since they can't reach the gas, decided you're to blame and attack you.
Oh, well, that's handy.
And the problem with pigmen is that when one pigman is angry at you, all his nearby friends get angry at you. All right. And there apparently is now a bug in Minecraft where pigmen, they are constantly having a positive feedback loop in which making them all continuously angry so that it is impossible to ever lose the anger of the pigmen, even if you get killed or anything like that. Absolutely nothing gets rid of the anger of the pigmen. So essentially, the nether is currently unplayable for me because of that. I did manage to get a small number of blaze rods before I decided the nether was going to be too, as we say, hot for me, and managed to get them back so I could do some brewing. But for now, the nether is off limits for me. And I also did a great deal of exploration. I was doing some exploration of various maps and finding various areas all throughout there. And oh boy, I've mapped out various places. And so I got a better idea of what the world is like there. And I'm building a wall around my primary village that I'm using. That's sort of my primary goal for the world I'm working on is to build this wall around it and then generate a raid so I can see how well I could defend it. Because the entire idea here is to have a fortified village so that we could survive raids. And I suspect that by next week I'll find out whether I was successful, or actually, if we have our next episode on Thursday, I presume maybe it'll be 2 shows from now where I will talk about this. I'll either be successful or I'm going to have a wiped out village and say, oh, well, so much for my ideas of building a fortified village. We're going to have to find that out soon enough. And I also ran 3 different maps of the Mage Raid because that's how long, because it's been 2.5 weeks. And 2 of those I managed to finish in less than an hour. So they're pretty good, but I think at least one of them was a relatively easy map because it was essentially gather all these flowers. I guess it was the ending of May and they wanted us to collect all the May flowers to finish off with. And I also tried out a new challenge called Are You Hardcore? Where this month the challenge is to be a babysitter. You say, how in the world can that be a major challenge? Well, I'm sure that anyone who's done babysitting could answer that, but yeah, it was the most spoiled brat baby you have ever run into your entire life is the baby we've got to go. He says, "Oh, I want this. I want this." You arrive there. "I want a bucket of milk." "I don't care if you don't have any buckets yet. Go and get one." Ah,
Okay, so they have Baruch assault syndrome, is what you're saying.
yeah. So that was really so that was painful in getting on there, and over the months I'll be posting on how that would. Oh yes, and I also ran a Minecraft hardcore challenge where I was to build a house in a on an on a dark forest island. So actually that was a lot easier than trying to take care of that baby. That's for sure. Oh, I was also supposed to try to build a nursery while of satisfying all the demands of this one. Let's just say I didn't make much progress on that. In tabletop, I finished off that campaign I spoke of last time for Aeon's End, where I won the next two battles also, which was a bit surprised on the last one because the last boss I had was the same as the final boss from the Onsen Legacy campaign. And why this was an important thing on there is because I was crushed by this boss when I ran Aeons in Legacy. He tore me completely and absolutely to pieces. And last time I was talking about how I thought that maybe it would the extra card draw per turn helped me a great deal in this, but now I'm wondering about this because I had that four card draw per round in the last when I played against this nemesis last time also. So I'm not really actually any so did not have a better deck in any way or more powerful in any way than I was the last time I faced this opponent. I think I had a better market. I had a stronger character. I had all this stuff, all the advantages of playing in the legacy system, and I was crushing legacy system. And when I played it this time, I survived. I think that if it lasted 2 turns longer, I would have been crushed to pieces, but I beat it first. And that's what's important in Aeon Zen. So therefore, I can only conclude that I'm starting to figure out how to play this game right, which I guess is a plus. And I also played for the first time a new game called Antinomy, and I had a lot of friendly draws while playing that game, and that allowed me to actually win it. And then I played my first game of a Thunderstone Quest Barricades mode. I have to say that I'm glad I ordered the neoprene mat because the neoprene mat has a smaller footprint than the official board. And the official board, I think I would have had trouble fitting in my table space.
I
But
was
neoprene.
about to say, now hold up a second.
but with the but with the neoprene mat, I actually am able to fit it on my table.
Okay. I was
Barely.
really confused for a second.
Yeah,
Judging
you
from
say.
our previous conversation.
It's like, how in the world did I manage?
Uh
Well,
huh.
yeah. Well, I have to admit that it is a very tight fit, I must admit. And in tabletop apps, I was playing a game by Handelabra, Sentinels of the Multiverse. And I first played a round of Baron Blade versus Haka Tempest and Ra at the Megalopolis, and there I somehow won that one. All right. Well, Baron Blade is a relatively easy boss to go against, so I guess that helps in that. Then I tried Ambuscade versus Legacy, Wraith, and Fnatic at the block. I had no real DPS in this, and Fnatic was knocked out, but somehow at one point there was an environment card, which I thought at first this environment card was going to be the death of me because it was reducing all damage by 2. And said, how in the world am I going to kill the boss with all damage reduced by 2? But it turned out that that's the only thing that kept me alive. Because because it was also reducing the boss's damage by 2 and all the enemies on how much they were doing to me. And if I didn't have that, I would have been ripped to pieces. So despite the fact that I had at first what I thought was the worst environment card to get, it actually kept me alive long enough to actually win that game. Then I played a one-shot, the very first one-shot that was put out, which was Baron Blade Returns, the Mad Bomber. And it included various variant versions of these things. So I had the variant Baron Blade versus variant Legacy, Bunker, Tachyon, and Wraith going at the Megalopolis. And I actually managed to win that. And I was able to get to see what a couple of the variant cards looked like. And then I tried Iron Legacy versus Bunker, Tachyon, and Wraith at Silver Gulch. And this one I knew was a tough one going into it. And yeah, Iron Legacy just rips you to pieces, or at least it ripped me to pieces. So obviously I wasn't good enough for that. So I thought, okay, let's try Gloomweaver versus Bunker, Tachyon, and Wraith at Rooksea. And you've played Sentinels, right?
The tabletop version, yes. I've never played the app, but yeah.
Okay. So you know how tough Rook City is then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very, very, very tough. Yes.
I can't remember what Gloomweaver did to me, but Rook City ripped me completely to pieces.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I would be surprised if that was not the case.
Yeah, you'd be surprised that was right. So obviously I'm not ready to fight in Rook City. And then I thought, all right, let's take the same team against Baron Blade and go to that magma place. I think I forgot their full name. So I went to the magma place. And I thought, all right, this would be a little bit easier. And well, I have no idea if it was a little bit easier, but it looks like I must have had a lot of luck during those first few ones, because Baron Blade, the one I had no trouble with during my first run, but now took me and decided it was time for utter revenge. So that was my week in gaming.
So I've decided we're officially going to rename this section of the show.
Yeah?
The new title of this section of the show is What Pineleaf Played This Week and How Does He Find the Time? AKA Pineleaf's Week in Gaming. Oh my God, he did a crap ton of stuff.
Well, you got to remember that this includes 2.5 weeks.
Still, holy crap, dude.
Right.
So yes, it's a working title, but I'll figure it out.
Oh boy. Oh, okay. I
think I broke Pineleaf.
No, I just noticed Gumpsgain's comment on the car commercial earlier, and I'm not going to say anything because it looks like it's a little bit spoilerish. But
yes, we will. I was going to save that for after the show because it's going to be a blooper at the end of the show.
Okay. We currently have 18 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to help support DDO players, simply go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you'll find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be guest with us for an episode of DDO Players News. We did not receive any emails this week, but if you'd like to send us one, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAllied, DDO Players @DDO Players, Dracula @Dracula_72, and Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles. And you can follow Drac on Twitch @Dracula_72, where we will have our new series for episode 2 of Heaven and Hell. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Thursdays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, assuming we don't have... Well, there have been a lot of weird circumstances lately.
There has been, but
yeah.
Just taking a peek at the calendar, we should be good through the end of June.
All right. Till the end of June. What about Origins?
I am leaving Friday morning for that, so
we're good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing all 4 days of Origins. I'm only doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So We're
All
good.
right. There you go then. On Thursdays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have DDO Players News, and on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have Lotra Players News. You can vote for our shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight. And this is Polly Needles reminding you to quest responsibly.